Welcome to Motorsport Coaching, the podcast for racers with racers. Miss Motivate can help get you to the next level. Every episode, she talks to the best racers of today and those that can get you there. She'll help you get better
Racing News
at fitness, nutrition, sports psychology, sponsorship, social media, public relations, and media training. Connect with Miss Motivate at motivatetraining.com.au. That's MOTIV8, training.com.au. And now, to help get you to the next level, Miss Motivate herself, Belinda Risley.
Hi guys, thanks for joining me for the next episode of Motorsport Coaching. I'm your host, Belinda Risley. Today I'm joined by Brad McIntyre. Brad has recently joined me here at Motivate to take on all the athlete development side of Motivate training. Brad's got a really unique story, which you're about to hear. I hope you enjoy it. So welcome, Brad. So welcome to the show, Brad.
Thanks for having me.
So you've got a very interesting story to how you become who you are today. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so back when I was younger, I suppose I used to be really, really overweight. So that's what sort of sparked my journey. I lost about 50 kilos.
Awesome.
And then, I decided after spending quite a few years working as a mechanical tradesperson that it wasn't for me anymore, and I wanted to do something and help people the way I was helped. So I decided to get into the fitness industry. So went and did my PT course, massage therapy course, my diploma of fitness, and now I'm also studying exercise and sports science at ACU.
Oh, fantastic. How did you go about losing that 50 kilos?
I started off, a friend of mine was a personal trainer.
Yeah.
So initially what happened, I started playing footy. I lost about 15 kilos or so playing footy just by getting active again. And then sort of just plateaued. And a friend of mine was a personal trainer. So I decided I wanted to lose more weight. Employed him, lost about 20 kilos through him. And then the rest of the weight, I started training in mixed martial arts and competing. I decided I wanted to take that further and compete at a high level. So I lost more weight and pretty much got down to, my fighting weight.
Oh, cool. And to do that now?
I haven't been fighting at sort of national level for about a year now, just because with uni and work, it's been pretty busy. But it is something once uni finishes, I want to get back into.
Oh, awesome. It's a really bad line, hey?
Is that on my end or your end?
I'm not sure.
Hang on, let me just try something.
A bit echoey.
How's that?
Oh, that's okay. I see how it's echoing. Like I can hear myself talk.
I can't hear myself talk.
Okay. All right. We'll run with it.
Yeah, no, I can just hear you. That's it.
Okay, cool. So you mentioned, Brad, that you're currently studying to be an exercise scientist. And what does that involve? What kind of qualifications or studying have you been doing to get to this point?
Yeah, so it's a 3-year degree. And basically you go really in depth into, the anatomy and physiology behind exercise. So basically what's happening inside the body in response to exercise, different modalities of exercise that will get different responses. So whereas a PT might just learn how to, train someone basically, they don't necessarily understand the why behind that training and what's happening inside the body at, down to the cellular level. We also look at things like motor control and learning, psychology, nutrition. So it's a really more in-depth knowledge of exercise and fitness and performance. So
more of a
yeah, definitely.
sorry. It's really echoey. Maybe do you want to try it with your heads?
Yeah, I'll try it with the headset.
Sorry. Oh, And so you're really enjoying that course at the moment. And so you've elected to go choose to work with junior athletes and work in the junior athlete development. Why is that? Why have you chosen to do that?
I guess the main reason is they're very open to all sorts of ideas and training. They haven't necessarily formed their opinion of what exercise should be or how they should be doing it. So you can really get the opportunity to mold someone and get someone to their peak physical condition without any sort of bias from them.
Oh, fantastic. And what kind of benefits can an athlete gain from training with an exercise scientist?
Yeah, so like I mentioned earlier, that the fact that, exercise scientists have that more in-depth knowledge of anatomy and physiology and understanding of what's happening inside the body, you really get a deep understanding on how to maximize someone's performance and how to get the most out of them, through periodizing their training and giving them the correct training to get the most out of their body, while also giving them sufficient rest periods. And that way you can keep them training and keep them out on the track for longer.
Mm-hmm. And how do you go training with the parents? Are they generally involved in the process as well? Or
I like to have the parents involved. I like them to have feedback and have open communication with them, because obviously a lot of training and habits form at home. So if you can have the parents involved and have them willing to help out and encourage the athletes and make sure they stay focused as well, it really can be beneficial to have them, sort of as sort of like a secondary coach at home.
fantastic. What are some of the fundamentals of a fitness program for motorsports?
I guess one of the main fundamentals, and this goes across pretty much most sports, is getting a good foundation of core strength. Pretty much, you can think of your core as the foundation of your house, and if you've got bad foundation, the house isn't going to stay up for very long. Apart from that, also upper body strength is quite important. You spend most of your time sitting and throwing that car around, sort of with the steering wheel and stuff. So being able to control that car if it's getting away from you is going to be beneficial, and definitely good neck strength and stability through there, so you can keep that head as still as possible, so you can pick those best lines.
And can you recommend any exercises that our listeners can do at home? That's something they can pick up today.
Yep. There's probably three main exercises you can do. I would say a good exercise for everyone to do would be mastering the bodyweight squat. It's a really fundamental movement for daily life. But also, as far as motorsports goes, upper body wise, you might want to do maybe a push up, or maybe a plank as well. Start getting that core strength going. But like I said, there's many exercises we could look at.
Fantastic. And what about cardio training? How should people train for that? And where does that come into training for a motorsport athlete?
Yeah, I guess because during races you have quite a high heart rate. Your traditional sort of steady state cardio may not get your heart rate quite as high as you would during a race. So maybe something like HIIT training or interval training, where your heart rate is up at those higher ends for those periods of time, which will sort of mimic a race, might be a beneficial style of cardio.
And how can people do HIIT training?
So you could,
what is HIIT training?
Okay, so HIIT training is high intensity interval training. So there's lots of options out there. Basically, you do a high burst of training for a short period of time, and then you have a little rest period. So something classic Tabata training might be, maybe on the treadmill or even running. You could do it just a flat out sprint for 20 seconds, rest for 10 seconds. Do that 8 times. Takes about 4 minutes. Maybe have a couple of minutes rest. Do that again, and that'll be a nice little HIIT session right there.
Sounds like fun. And where does postural training come into it?
Yep. So pretty much think of your spine as everything that controls your body. Everything comes through your spine. And if that's, got good posture, and you're going to be able to maximize the way your body moves, making sure that you can, get the most strength out of your body comes from your posture, producing force, everything. Also through, like I said earlier, through that neck region, making sure you can keep that nice and strong and straight, so you can keep that head nice and still while you're racing, and so you can pick your best lines on the track.
Fantastic. Now, you've spoken about an exercise scientist having that advantage about being, I guess, able to provide much more of a holistic approach to training. Where does nutrition and sports psychology come into the overall performance?
All right, so with nutrition, we'll start there first. So if you're not fueling your body properly, you may become lethargic. Your energy levels may drop, concentration could drop. These are things that are all going to affect you on race day. You want to fuel your body just like you fuel your car. You're not going to put bad quality fuel in your car and go and race. You want the best quality fuel you possibly can to make sure your engine is performing at its peak. With psychology, again, also, things like confidence, concentration, making sure that even things like sleep come into it. You want your mind to be at its peak, so that way you can deal with anything that's thrown at you on race day, and you can overcome any sort of obstacles that may be causing that mental block.
Awesome. Now, one of the big things in motorsport is reaction training. Can you tell us a little bit about reaction training and the benefits of reaction training?
Yep. So obviously, if you're out on the track, anything could happen. Someone could cut across in front of you or whatever. You need to be able to react at a moment's notice. So again, reaction comes from a lot of neurological aspects. So your brain, your mind. So there's things you can do to train that. There's light boards out there. There's apps these days for training reaction. But most of all, is just making sure that you can react to different situations. So if you're not training that aspect, you could be giving yourself a disadvantage there.
Yeah, and also simply just utilising the tennis ball against the wall is a very cost-effective way.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, there's all sorts of things that we could do.
And so, Brad, you mentioned that you'll also do massage therapy, and that's a service that Motivate offers at some of the rounds. Tell us a little about the benefits, again, of a massage and sports performance.
Yeah, so definitely. Probably nothing worse than being all tight and wound up when you're trying to go and race. You want to be nice and relaxed and in best possible form. So massage, you can not only improve how your muscles are feeling, it can get you limber, it helps stretch you out, get you nice and supple, ready to tackle the race. It's also really good for recovery as well. So after a race, you may be really tense, really sore, you might have been thrown around a bit. It can really help with the recovery and any injuries you might have there.
Awesome. I feel like I need one today, that's for sure. And so, Brad, how can people get in contact with you if they're after maybe some face-to-face training? And tell us a little bit about the Motivate system that we've currently got online.
Yeah, cool. So there's a couple of ways you can contact me. You can hit me up at brad@motivatetraining.com.au. I also have a phone number, 0484 626 440. But yeah, we do most of our training through Motivate is through our online app, where you can get your programs, there's videos, PDFs, all sorts of information on there to really help you maximize your training away from the track. We've got our Motivate Training website, we've got our Facebook groups, Instagram, all sorts of ways you can hit us up there. As far as myself, I'm up in Brisbane, so if anyone up in Brisbane wants any face-to-face training, they can contact me through those previous forms, and we can look at any sort of training you want through there.
And so other than the Motivate free 7-day trial of the fitness app, can you recommend any other resources, whether it's free or paid, books or apps that people can learn more about motorsport fitness or just fitness in general?
Yeah, so there's plenty of resources out there. We do have our Motivate ebook that they can look at. Also, I would look at probably there's some government websites as well for fitness training. Can we pause there for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm on? Am I?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So yeah, you can. There's quite a few resources out there. Obviously, apart from our Motivate website, where we've got our ebook on there as well. You can look at things like the Fitness Australia website. There's apps out there for reaction time, which you can find on like Apple stores or Google Play. handy with stuff like that, like the eatforhealth.gov.au is a really good one. The new Dietitians Australia. There's plenty of resources out there that's going to help you perform at your peak.
Fantastic. Well, thank you very much for your time today, Brad. I really appreciate it.
No worries.
No doubt we'll be hearing from you soon.
Yeah, definitely.
And we'll start to interview some of your clients that are currently utilising the Motivate services.
Sounds like a plan.
So, guys, as you can hear, Brad had lots of information to provide us today. Going forward, our call to action this week is that you can have that instant download of our ebook and the free 7-day access to our app. So just head to motivatetraining.com.au/Brad to get instant access to that ebook. Well, thanks everyone for listening to this week's show. I really hope you enjoyed that one as much as I did. Now, remember, all the show notes with the links and the specials mentioned in today's show are available over at motivatetraining.com.au. If you haven't already, I'd really appreciate it if you could head to iTunes or Stitcher, type in Motorsport Coaching, subscribe, and leave us a review. Each week, I'll read them out, and you'll go into monthly draw to win a fantastic prize. If you have any questions or comments, please email us at motivatetraining.com.au or head over to our Facebook page at MotivateT. Until next time, take care.
Get ready for the race.
Do you feel one step closer to being the next superstar behind the wheel? Motivatetraining.com.au for more. MOTIV, 8, training.com.au.
The green flag.
Every episode gets you one step closer to the checkered flag. The Motorsport Coaching Podcast, getting you to the checkered flag faster.